Roughly 331 million Americans are about to enter into a financial crisis here in the near future. Experts are saying that this crisis can actually come up at any time, and many people are not prepared. Now, I'm going to break down what is happening. We're going to talk about some reports, some surveys that have just come out, and why millions and millions of Americans are ill prepared for the upcoming economy. So, I'll break all this down in just a moment, but all I ask is one thing. It takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates, and now let's begin. So first, I want to give you some stats. Did you know that a little bit over 75% of Americans cannot afford to pay their monthly bills? This includes things like a car payment, utility payments, your rent, your mortgage, right, medical bills, college debt, and so on. Can't afford it. It's too expensive. But shouldn't they have known that? Yeah. People should have known that your debts will continue to increase the more you use a credit card, the more you decide, I need to go out and eat, but don't have any money, so I'm going to put it on my credit card. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to get a car loan. I'm going to buy a house. All these things, they continue to add up. But look at this. 63% of employees are unable to cover a $500 emergency expense. It says down here in the key points, a majority of American workers can't afford a $500 emergency expense. 76% of employees don't have enough savings to cover 1 month of their expenses, and over 1/3 of employees earning over $100,000 per year live paycheck to paycheck. How concerning is that? I've talked to many people, and of everybody that I've talked to, the majority say the same thing. That if I made over $100,000 per year, I wouldn't live paycheck to paycheck. I would have so much in savings. What's the difference? Here's the difference. And this is something that we've experienced many times over the past, several decades. But as people and employees make more money, they decide they can own a nicer car, a bigger home. They can take more vacations. As you buy a nicer car, it increases your expenses. Your debt goes up. Your monthly payments increase. As you get a bigger home, it usually costs more money, meaning your monthly payment goes up. What about planning and taking more vacations? Yeah, that means your expenses throughout the year go up. So $100,000 may seem like a lot of money, but you will blow through it very quickly if you are not prepared for it. I want to show you something also, because again, 63% of employees are unable to cover a $500 emergency expense. Well, it doesn't stop there. It gets worse. Look at this number. It says 44% of Americans can't pay an unexpected $1,000 expense from savings. It says we're just not wired to save. The American people are wired to spend money. This is what the Biden administration has been wanting us to do. Continue to spend money. Fuel the economy. Continue to buy furniture and electronics and cars and homes. Continue to pay for college. If we do all these things, the economy will be booming, but the American people will struggle. Now, here's where things are starting to take a turn. And I really want to be clear on this. The American people cannot afford a $1,000 expense, can't afford, 63% can't afford a $500 emergency expense. Okay, that was just from this month, from a week ago. This number right here, 44% of Americans can't pay an unexpected $1,000 expense. This was from January. Okay, things are getting worse. So less people can afford a higher expense. Obviously, that makes sense. But now we're starting to see more and more people can't afford a $500 payment. Keep in mind, that 63%, that was closer to 50% about 6 months ago. Yeah, It's getting worse. But here's what's happening, and this is why so many people are going to struggle. What's happening right now is U.S. households are now starting to cut back on luxuries. Luxuries in the beginning of 2024 were considered vacations, were considered luxury vehicles. That was a luxury. Now, luxuries are kind of changing. We're changing the definition of a luxury. Before, a luxury was something that you almost dreamed of, right? Something that you had to have money or else you couldn't get it. Luxuries were things like, fancy cars, SUVs, right? Sports cars, a second car, a second home, right? Additional vacation days. Those are luxuries. We're changing the definition of luxuries. Luxuries now, according to reports, eating out is a luxury. Okay? Eating out. Saving money is a luxury. A rideshare service, no matter where you're at, is a luxury. Because when you don't have money, you don't call on Uber and Lyft. No. You hike from one spot to the next. You walk. That's what you do. Another luxury, gym memberships. People say you don't need a gym membership if you want to stay healthy. Eat healthy, walk around the block. You'll be good. What about this? Streaming services. Your Netflix, your Hulu, your Amazon Prime, your Paramount Plus, all those are luxury services that experts say you don't need those. So think about this for a second. The American people can not afford to pay for a $500 emergency expense. 63% can't afford it. But here's what's so troubling. Right now they say that if you are not in the top 1% of Americans, which means you make over $75,000 per year, if you're not in the top 1%, you are headed towards a financial crisis, a catastrophe. This is about to happen. And experts say we don't know when. We have no clue when all these lenders are going to come calling and want you to make payments. We don't know when all these businesses are going to go under. And so your income will be gone. We have no clue. Many people are saying that they are strategically missing payments on their car, on credit cards. Okay, now you got to make it on your education. If you have any student debt, you got to start paying that. So people are strategically missing payments on one thing every single month. It's just not the same thing. If you miss your car payment multiple months in a row, they're going to come and repossess it. But if you miss it 1 month and then the next month you make it up, and then you miss another payment on a credit card or on your, you don't miss your mortgage payment. I don't recommend you miss any payment, but you go and miss a payment on your rent or your mortgage, well, that will put you in jeopardy of potentially losing your home, losing your place to live. So people are doing this, and they're strategic planning, but it is what it is. We are entering this financial crisis, and experts say it's going to pop up on us at any time. We just don't know when. So we will see what happens moving forward. The one thing I can tell you is I will be here every step of the way, and I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.